Hey, what's happening, everybody? So, I'm gonna take you guys along while we go for a little walk real quick. Reason being, it is Monday, what is it, the 14th? Monday the 14th, and it's probably gonna be multiple days, probably multiple weeks even, before I get this video out, so, you guys know I've been working on this garage. Well, dang, this garage has changed so many times over the last couple of years, but over the last month or so, I basically had to kind of tear this garage apart, rearrange so many things. A lot of my built-in shelves, had to destroy them, throw them away, because I'm getting brand new shelving, right? And I don't know if you guys ever saw these, but I did get like these beautiful recessed lights throughout this basement. So what's pretty awesome, I kept that one light because I didn't want to get rid of it. That middle one right there. But basically you had that light and there's like another smaller one over there. So when you came into this garage, it was quite dark, right? So like I'd come in here and I'd want to go on the back shelf and I'd want to pull a box off during my eBay sales and I just couldn't do it. So I'd always have to have like a flashlight, cell phone, something. It was a pain in the ass. But anyways, paid up for the recessed lights and one of the best choices I could have made. Love it down here. At some point, if I could ever get that darn cable or that router to reach, I'd like to do my live streams down here when this basement's finished, or when this garage is finished off. My next door neighbor is going to be providing me one of those big, beautiful floor TVs, wooden panels, gorgeous. Hook a VCR up to it. Get myself some Nintendo, Super Nintendo, maybe even Sega Genesis. Some of the older gaming systems. Hook it up to that. Maybe do some live streams down here, just some regular videos, I don't know. But, oh man, the space really doesn't get utilized for anything other than storage, right? And I'm trying to space some things out because I don't want this to just be my eBay store, you know? Where I've got basically all of my sellables. And then I've got sellables over there. And then I've got sellables over here, right? And then I got my sellables over there. That's like all Hasbro stuff over there. Yeah, at some point, I did move all the wrestling stuff off that back wall. And I put all the wrestling stuff up here. So it's kind of broken down, you know. What I got here. Just random stuff here. And then you got like Mattel. Then you got Grapplers and Gimmicks, Zombie Sailors. As you can see, nobody buys that. This is what I'm talking about in my videos, though. Is that with those companies, they're beautiful figures. You want to get one or two for yourself, but that's fine. But if you ever think you're going to try and buy multiple figures, resell them, break the bank on those, nah, they're not good investments for those purposes. So, but yeah, I wanted to kind of do a quick walk around because obviously this mess, by time I come around with video 2, video 3, this mess is going to be cleaned up. I kind of had to move a bunch of stuff out of the way, like I said, when I tore down a couple shelves over there. So when I started throwing things all over the place, I had to rearrange. I basically moved that shelf from, well, that shelf. I moved, you know, from right over there. So, but what I do know is I am going to get a corner shelf where it actually L-shapes appropriately, right? So I'm not actually losing wall space or shelf space. And some of these like open white shelves, that's what they're actually building, stuff like this. So that's going to be really beautiful, right? And I had some of them wrestling stuff in here, but I took those all out because, I mean, honestly, what else am I going to put in here? I do got some wrestling stuff left over. Yeah, but that's not staying in there forever. But this whole side is going to be white shelving, which is great. I thought about doing the same over here, but this shelf is, for what I need from it, it's fine, right? Why spend the extra money for this area? So no, I'm good with what this is right here. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this eBay stuff in this corner or what I'm going to do with that, because that's just too overstocked. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot of my eBay stuff on this back wall, if not everything, is probably going to go into the new shelving, because that's probably where I'm going to end up putting the TV, probably right in that area. The gym stuff is obviously going to have to back up. This is the problem I'm having. I talked to Tom Drexler. You know, they do everything for us. They do heating, they do plumbing, they do electrical work. So not only did they do all of the recessed lighting in my house, they built a new furnace, new water heater, remodeled our bathroom, you know, fixed when we had water leakage in the kitchen, you know, so when we had the flood a couple years ago, you know, they did the excavation and did all the repairs on that. So yeah, when I say Tom Drexler does everything, they do everything. I had a guy out here today, and what's going to happen is he's going to what is it, voltage or amperage? Like my house is like up to like 100 amps of electricity, and what they could do is actually double the voltage. So I'm gonna get about 200 amps for my house. So when the pool comes on Saturday, I can run the hot tub and pool at the same time. We're gonna get some outside in about that corner behind the house. We're going to get another outlet built. So yeah, so a lot of stuff coming along this summer, man. I really had no idea I was going to take on these many projects, but I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying my best to go all in and, you know, get this stuff done now to the point where I don't have to get it done later, right? Or if it gets done later, it's not going to be as expensive, right? It's a lot easier to repair something than it is to completely swap something out. So, yeah, that's where I am. A lot of this mess hopefully will fit inside the cabinets. I don't know, this gaming system, I don't know how to build that crap, right? I had to pay someone to build this. So I don't want to take this down, but at the same time, this is, what the hell am I doing with this? I come out here for like a minute or two, once or twice a week, throw the ball around, and I'm done. I mean, it's a nice arcade thing to have set up, but it takes up a lot of space and it doesn't get used. The gym area, this is what I'm at a loss for. What do I do at the gym? If I put the TV in that back wall, you know, right there, the idea is to bring the treadmill and elliptical machine. Hopefully I'll be able to have them all plugged in at the same time with the extra amperes. Bring them to about right here, right? So when I'm running or on the elliptical machine, I can watch TV, you know, have something for enjoyment, have the VCR out here. That's going to be awesome. So that's the goal. But this is in the way. So if I have treadmill or treadmill elliptical, what about all of the other additional workout equipment, right? You know, maybe try and put it in like a circle or something. That might work. Because garage doors, I mean, we open them for like when we want to, like if I'm cleaning out the garage or something, I'll have doors open, but obviously this is never going to be used for exiting or, you know, parking or anything like that. So I don't mind taking up all of the space. Also, I kind of put this together several weeks ago. I was going to throw this shelf away, but I'm like, you know what? It's got wheels on it. It's got wheels. It's got good shelving on it. Why get rid of a good shelf? And I had all these extra pegboards, and I'm like, hold on, let me get some screws. Let me screw some things, or maybe I used nails. I don't know. Irrelevant. No, I think I used nails. But I hung up some pegboards here, right? And I'm probably going to do the same thing on that other side in the back. and have it set up like a freaking retail store. Why not? Now, some of the things like the zombie sailors and this TRN, I think was, yeah, oh, TRC, Tightrope Collectibles. Epic Toys, I really don't want to keep out here because they're, awesome pieces, but, all of my overflow of Mattel Superstars and like these figures I really don't care about, but I buy them because they're on auction and they go for good prices. So, I pick a bunch of this stuff up. Yeah, I could see me kind of expanding my collection into this area. Use this whole shelf not only for my wrestling sellables, but use the sides and back for my physical collections. But that's going to have to go somewhere in the middle of the aisle here. Good shelf here. Big bulky area for overflow, big giant boxes. Like those are all bedding. Big blankets. God, I don't know why we have so many damn blankets in this house. But yeah, so that's obviously something that's not going to be thrown away. That's, good blankets and stuff. But, we're 2 people. We got 3 beds in the house, and you can only use so many blankets on each bed, right? So I don't want to throw that shelf away. So I'm going to try and hold on to that. So maybe I can kind of use it right in this area right here where I can kind of L shape or something. But the monkey in the room, or monkey in the room. Oh my God, where am I? Where have I been? The elephant in the room. Jesus. What do I do with this? No shelves. Put it up against the wall. But not really an issue, or not really something I can do, right? Break it down, put it back up when I want to use it, which will probably be never if it's broken down. And like I said, I don't know how to build it. Don't mean to make fun out of myself, but it's true. But yeah, 12 and a half minutes. How the heck do I talk for 12 and a half minutes? This was supposed to be like a 3-minute clip. And I'm supposed to make like a bunch of different videos, clip them together over the course of the next few days until this is complete. And then I can show you guys the completed video when I post it that day of all of the different videos I made. But yeah, I just keep talking. So I am going to end the video here, guys. And maybe I'll have more to say in the next video after the shelves have been completed. And in the meantime, I got to start moving some of that junk right there and move this shelf out of the way and move that corner shelf out of the way so that the guys have space to work, and move some of that junk out of the way, etc. So, but yeah, I'll be able to clear all this stuff out and get these all shelved. So that's going to be great because I can't stand a mess. So looking forward to it. A lot of projects, but luckily this will be another project I can check off the box. All right, guys, I am signing off. All right, guys, today is Tuesday, and what is it, the 13th? I think today's Tuesday the 15th, so it is a hot mess in here. Obviously, I had to move everything out of that corner, and but the first stage is complete with the new additional shelves, which are fantastic. Freaking love them. All right, incredible. Check this out. Look at that depth. That's what I'm talking about. Because with all those big boxes I be getting for, my sellable items and whatnot, I need that extra distance. So it's like what? Like I think this is 24 inches deep. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And, they're like, one of my installers, he was telling me that, they only use like these L-shaped shelving for like, pantries and what have you. So to actually put it like inside of an actual garage, was different. One of the things I probably would have wanted, maybe is have this obviously expand further so where it was actually touching here. That's one thing, right? Another thing, there's also a big old space right here. But you see these shelves, right? That's their size. So I got 2 shelves in there, and they really can't go any bigger than that. So that's why I guess they had that extra space. Now I got to find something that I could slide in there, possibly, you know, maybe like one of those stand-up 5-tier shelves or something. But yeah, what do I do with these shelves? As far as the sellable items, those are going into this white rack. I know that for sure, right? Like all the blankets here, these big old giant boxes, those are probably going to go on top, maybe inside. They might fit in here, but they're boxed up, so I really don't need to protect them from dust or anything. But a lot of the sellable items that I have on these shelves, right, or just random items that we're never going to really use, like, you know, HP computer monitors and all these additional blank DVD cases, you know, stuff like that. You know, that stuff I could probably put away and have these as open shelves. Other idea I was thinking is like any of my additional collectibles, you know, forget storage for sellable items. What if I just use these for my collections? But that means I gotta buy more stuff to add more collections to fill this up, and I don't want to do that. Now I know over time, yes, it's gonna get bigger and bigger, the collection. If I still keep going and buying, like, say, Grapplers and Gimmicks, you know, Mattel Superstars, stuff like that. But Mattel Superstars, I'm pretty much done. I don't know. Grapplers and Gimmicks, I'm not going to go hot and heavy like I used to. I'll probably buy one here or there if I really like it. Next stage, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this mess. Oh, this ain't really a mess. This is actually evenly distributed, so you can move around. But the idea is to bring that all down, all of the sellables, put them in here. And I think that's what I'm going to do first. See how that looks. And from there, my next door neighbor, he moved already, but he should be coming back either today or tomorrow to do some more cleaning, some more moving. So I'm going to get that wooden panel TV from him, that floor TV. Probably put it like right smack in the middle over where the workout bench is, right? So right about that area. Yeah, that should look good. And I'm probably thinking about having it maybe like kind of like circled around that TV. So maybe grabbing like the treadmill, maybe the elliptical, probably pulling them back. So they'll probably have to stick out about this far, maybe. That way I can sit there, watch TV when I run or when I'm on the elliptical. This could probably stay right here in the middle, in between the 2 cardio machines. I'm thinking about moving that bench kind of diagonally up against this basketball game over here. And I don't know, like the bike and these little wheel things I never use, ab things, or not abs, what the hell am I in? These calf exercise machines, I'll probably put like right in that area where the elliptical is. So now that the shelves are built, I can finally get started on this. And because of this stupid thing, I can't move these shelves here unless I knock them over. Because as you see, you know, these pegboards, they stick way too high, and the only way I'm going to move it is to get them on its back. So yep, this is, you know, my first mess, and I'm going to see what I can do to get this cleaned up. Hopefully in the next video, the next update video, I'm going to be able to have everything organized to my liking. Whether or not the TV is here or not is irrelevant. Whether or not the new electric outlets have been installed or not is irrelevant. At least get it situated to the point where I want everything set up. That's what I'm looking for. So finally get this mess taken care of, because at one point this garage was perfect, was spotless, and I loved it. And then I started deciding to get new shelves, and I just had to move everything off, and just, I don't like it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the garage, and I will give you guys a follow-up shortly. Alright guys, so the installers left a few hours ago, and I've been at it for the last few hours, cleaning this place up, organizing, and this is my progress. Now, those boxes are my shipping boxes for eBay Mercari. I don't know if I want to keep them. I definitely got to restack them because that looks tacky. But I mean, most of my shelves have been emptied out, and this is the little bit of work. Well, I say little. Wow. That's not little. This is a lot of work left to go. But this is the progress thus far. Yep. Got quite a lot to do. Probably going to take me another couple hours at least. But I think for the most part, the big stuff is knocked out. I don't know what to do with these shelves. I definitely want to keep them, but where do I put them? Do I keep them right in the smack in the middle of the garage? I mean, what else can I do, right? I'm thinking this one, I'll just probably line up right next to that white shelf, but then I won't have a path to walk that way. I have to walk around, which I'm going to hate. But if I want to keep this shelf, that's probably the only course of action. So, yeah. I wanted bigger boxes up here, but, you know, this works. Same thing. I didn't want to hide anything behind other stuff. So I ended up having to mix and match a lot of stuff, meaning stuff that's being kept, stuff that's being sold on eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. A lot of stuff is being intermingled. I don't like that, but, you know, I got to go with the depths of the shelf. Now, some of the items, obviously, I did, you know, raise up if necessary, if like the boxes were too big, but for the most part, it's serviceable. I mean, this is mostly sellable stuff in here with a few keeps on the bottom 2 shelves. And same thing. A lot of my sellable items. I mean, I think this is almost all sellable items. Some stuff hidden behind other items, of course, but at least if something sells, you know, I know what the item is, so I know what general area where to look for, so not a big deal, right? And, you know, that stuff on the bottom shelf, that's obviously keeps. More cat litter, that's being kept, so. Alright, so this has been cleared out-ish. That's not trash bag. That's all shrink bubble wrap and whatnot. So that's all packing material. So that doesn't get thrown away. That's kept for when I ship stuff out, obviously. But yeah, I did actually empty out this entire area, but I didn't have any more space over there. So I laid down several more of the little rods. I just kept the wood there like it was before, and I moved a couple of the cages that I had on the opposite side over here. So now all 3 cages are in one general area. Yeah, this is just empty boxes, shipping boxes, and this is like popcorn up here, but whatever. Stuff that's going to Goodwill. But shoot, man, Goodwill's such a damn ripoff nowadays. You know, they want to overprice everything, charge people retail value, right? I don't know. I don't know if I even want to donate that to Goodwill. I'll probably take it to a church or something. But there's a lot of good stuff in those boxes. I was lucky that I was able to get rid of almost everything that I had underneath, you know, this basketball game. You know, a few items left to go. You know, for example, so-and-so. But a couple more hours, I should be able to knock this out. And like I said, everything that I had over here for selling is gone. minus the couple items sellable over there, but that's gonna get moved right now. Yep. So the idea is when Tom Drexler comes back to do my to do my new voltage for my house, they're gonna double the amperes like I mentioned before. So we're gonna go from 100 to 200, and I'll be able to have everything plugged in, which is awesome. So I think they're gonna build me another plug right over here, and I think they're still gonna build me a plug in that spot. So if I do want a TV in that spot right there, that would be nice. The only concern I had is this garage door on the left doesn't close all the way, so when it rains, is that going to seep in under the ground? Is it going to, get the TV wet? So I'm going to have to find some kind of stands or something I can sit the TV on top of. Otherwise, the idea is right now to keep it right here and just push all the workout equipment back, and cardio machines right in the middle. This probably have the workout bench right here again, as I mentioned earlier. Some of the stuff in that corner, so it'll be kind of like circled around this area. It's coming together, guys. You know what? If anyone lives in Louisville and wants some freaking exercise equipment, I mean, I barely use some of this stuff. The bike is nice, but do I need that? Not really. Like these little small equipment I don't need. I even have a brand new box, I think over there. Brand new bike that's unbuilt. I think it's something like this one. I love elliptical machines. It's easy to work, but that damn thing is so damn massive that I might just, if someone comes to pick it up, I might just give it away. Workout bench. With my shoulder, I can't even lift anymore. So that could probably get moved. Really, the only thing I need, because the only thing I ever use most of the time is the treadmill for running, right? And I like my ab crunch machine. That thing's pretty awesome. But yep, that is it for now. All right, let me get back to work, and hopefully in a couple more hours I'll be done. Oh God, a couple more hours. I'm so exhausted already. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. So I worked all day, and I'm about 95% complete. So this is my progress. But I gotta admit, man, it is looking sharp. And I have freed so much shelf space. Really, those two bins right there is really all I have to do, ish. I think those items have to be listed. There should be small stuff in there. And yeah, I gotta organize the damn shipping boxes. But other than that, everything is turning out to be pretty solid. Oh man, I am exhausted. We are probably never going to set up the punching bag again. So I just shrink wrapped a lot of those metal bars together, trying to keep them together. So some of the big items I just put underneath here. Not a big deal. I got that punching bag right there. We used to have that thing set up back in Texas, but we've been in this house for over 7 years, over 7.5 years, and we still never set that thing up. So it's probably never going to happen. All right, so last couple weeks we threw away all the outdoor chairs, so those are going to be trashed. And technically, I'd like to throw away this stuff because I think my wife bought those for like the couch. You sit on the couch for too long, the cushions start to sink in. But that was probably like the last couch we had, so do we really need these cushions anymore? But they're so darn bulky, can't really throw them in the garbage bin. Oh. Check this out. I did set up a bunch of these little rods, so I am going to start utilizing this space right here for additional collectibles. And I got to redo this, obviously, but so-and-so. Looking good, looking good. I mean, I got a few items, obviously, out of place. Those 3 boxes, I got to do something with those. Those are all like, you know, items that I opened up and displayed loose. But I save all those boxes, right? Luckily, I've been able to sell a bunch of, you know, Grapplers and Gimmicks and Zombie Sailor boxes recently. So that cleared up a lot of space. We'll look back in here again. I know we did this earlier, but didn't really add much. Just added a couple items since. But the depth of these cabinets, man, I tell you, this, I'm glad I went and did this, because this right here is a lifesaver, man. This was so awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and keep, you know, my wrestling items together all on that way. All of my sellable wrestling items are here, and then my personal collectibles will be here as well. Like to throw away this cat thing, but I gotta check with the wife, because who knows what if she'll let me throw it away. Yeah, I gotta get her permission. I gotta do something with this box, and shoot, that's pretty much it, man. Everything else is looking sharp, though. I mean, like I said, looks incredible. So I was able to do the little circle that I was planning, so that's pretty awesome. And I took down those cages you behind me, you saw. Took down a lot of the wood, and I started putting up these rods. We know that there's probably no end in sight for Grapplers and Gimmicks, so I went into the storage room, and also in my main display room, took all of the Grapplers and Gimmicks that I had, brought them all out here. So when you go from like an air-conditioned room to out here, you see all of the what is it, not humid, is it humidity? What's that word I'm looking for? Perspiration. Is that it? No. Why am I not coming up with the right word? You guys know what I mean, man. When you go from cold to hot, hot to cold, whatever, it starts to change colors. So, but this is, I'm going to start using this wall for all Grapplers and Gimmicks. And of course, you know, I brought out a few other items. You know, I still have the Wrestle Something wrestlers lined up. I got a ton more back in the storage room, so I'm going to bring those back out here, line those up. Zombie Sailors. Do I want to bring Zombie Sailors out here and get them out of the main display room? Probably. I don't see myself collecting any more Zombie Sailors, and they don't do it for me, so it's like, why would I want to proudly display them in the main display room, right? The main collection room. But when my next door neighbor, when he comes back, I am going to get that TV, and it's going to go right in that spot. So hopefully there's enough space. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the carded figures there. But I am really liking the way that this thing turned out. And kind of looking at this, I don't think I'm going to be able to have, you know, a secondary outlet in this area that I originally wanted. I'm thinking I'm going to have to put it in that spot. So I might have to rearrange this again. And instead of having it circled around that spot, I might have to have everything circled around this spot. You know, I'll just put the TV on some legs, on some, you know, some kind of stand, and it'll be fine. But this was literally an entire day process. But I am so proud with the way that things turned out. It looks spectacular. You know, it's a nice solid flow going through the room, and I can easily access all of my items for when they're purchased. I can easily grab them off the shelves. The gym area is so much easier to move around now, navigate through. So, and I even added all of that extra space now to move my collectibles around. So, and I got a million more of these little rods. So, I mean, I will not be running out of those anytime soon. Yeah, these down here, these are all carded or figures that I removed from the cards, but I still save the cards, right? So it just goes to show you all of the items that I still have. And I'm just going to use this as a kind of like a gym excess table. So, and guys, I am beat. I thought maybe this was going to take over 1 or 2 weeks for me to, you know, work on this and get everything situated, and I'll post the video, you know, next week, the following week. But no, man, I busted my butt on this and was able to get it done in a single day. And the last little bit that I have left, I mean, I'll just do that over time, but for the most part, everything looks solid. Now it's just about clearing out this room again, because I made a huge mess taking stuff out of the garage and bringing it in here. Well, the bins obviously are not going to be staying. As far as the carded stuff, the package, I mean, I could probably put those back outside on the hangers, so that would be fine. Yeah, but this is an easy cleanup. This will take like 5 to 10 minutes to take care of this, so that's not a big deal. Storage room. And I got that light installed a few months, or about a month or so ago. Huge difference, man. That one and that one. Adding 2 extra lights. So much more bright in here. Well, I was able to clear out that entire shelf right there of grapplers and gimmicks. I was able to clear off that section right there of the 3 zombie sailors out there and all of the other grapplers and gimmicks. I'll probably take these zombie sailors, put these out there as well, because, you know, this is my zombie sailor layout, right? So do I really want to mess with this right here? I'm gonna leave this be. But, and I think from this point forward, like any extra, because this is two rows deep, right? You know, there's stuff back there. I think from this point forward, these open shelves, I'm gonna use that for big rubber guy figures or Latoonie figures. So maybe have more big rubber guys here. Maybe start my Latoonie down on this shelf. But that is it for now, guys. And at some point, I would like to do another. God, can I keep my finger out of the camera? I would like to do another room tour, but that's probably going to come in August, maybe even September, because I still have work to do. Reorganization, yada, yada, yada. All right, everybody. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys in the comments, and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.